Hey, what do you say? Manitoba Marathon race day. What a fantastic event this was. This episode is all about the prestigious and coolest race of the year in Manitoba. Definitely the one that you circle on your calendar early and often. It's the Manitoba Marathon Father's Day race recap. Lots of stuff to cover before we get into it with Charlie and I. We recorded this on the way back to visit my dad after the race. So the details are fresh. So I want to give a couple shout outs. I got a list here of people I want to shout out. First off, the Pacers. Lots of Pacers did a great job in the race. There was Jess, there was myself, there was Charlie, Bo was there, Dave Camerlock, Todd Friesen, bunch of Pacers, all the Pacers. You guys did a fantastic job. Some people from the Run Club. So that's Jamie Bourgogne. Great work first half, buddy. Nice work. George, my cousin George, first full PR. Attaboy, baby. Phil, PR. Grant, I believe that's PR. You crushed it, or just about. Marty, PR. Simo, PR. My cousin Paul Grenier. Marathons are hard. You finished. Nice work, buddy. My uncle Mo, I believe PR'd his half. So I saw Kathy and Aldo from MRA at the finish. Want to wish Johnny Coffin and Carolyn Coffin good luck this weekend in their race and everyone who's doing I think it's called the Grannies Marathon in Duluth. That's this weekend. Also Danny from our Run Club. Nice work. My 3:45 pace group, including Forrest Gump and all the other guys and gals I ran with. You guys are just so fun, so awesome. Thank you. I want to congratulate the winners on the women's side. Janine Zajac, sub-3, only women to be sub-3, a Winnipegger. Nice work. Ashley Elliott. And just off the podium, fan of the podcast, Jayla Van Doggen from La Brocree, Manitoba, 3 hours, 10 minutes. Nice work. On the men's side, we got Caleb De Jong, probably. First ever marathon, 2:26. Yikes, that is fast. Tristan De Silva, friend of the podcast. You keep getting faster, buddy. You are crushing it. It's all those miles you do. 2 hours and 32 minutes. You killed it. Rounding out the podium, Andrew Taylor. Also, some other quick Manitobans. Stefan Reimer did a 2:36. Scott Dodds, we know him. Greg Penner, big friend of the podcast. He's been on 2:44. Victor Loet, friend of the podcast, 2:49. Lots of Manitobans. 12,000 Manitobans ran this weekend. If you could imagine that. Holy smokes. Running is so hot right now. I know I missed a bunch of people, and sorry if I missed you, but congrats on this weekend. Congrats if you ran a relay, a half, a 5K, a 10K. My son crushed a 10K. All of you guys, you did it. You're running. You're putting on the shoes. What is it? 12,000 on 1.2 million. That's 1% of the people ran this weekend in a province, in a tiny province like ours. So you should be proud, everyone. Finally, I just want to remind you guys of something. So before we get into the episode, I want to take a moment to say something that matters to us, to me and Charlie. When we talk about races on the show, whether it's what went well or what didn't, we do it as honestly as we can be. And that's, I think, what some of you guys love about us. We tell it like it is, with honesty and with respect. We're runners, we're storytellers. Our job is to share the experience as it happens. That sometimes means we got to call out things that went off track. We're not trying to be critical for the sake of being critical, but we're being critical because accuracy matters, especially to the community that trains hard, shows up every time and cares deeply about the sport. That doesn't mean we don't love that race, or in this case, this race, just because we chirp it a little bit. We do. We wouldn't show up year after year or talk about it at all if we didn't care. Clearly we care. Caring also means being honest, even if it's uncomfortable. So if you hear something in this episode that sounds raw or disappointing, or if you think we're calling out the Manitoba Marathon for some of their pace signs or whatever, just know it's coming from a place of respect for the race, for the runners, and for the people working behind the scenes. We're all on the same team. We believe that telling the truth makes the sport better, and it's our job to do so. We love the Manitoba Marathon. We love all you guys for listening. This is one of the coolest and funnest episodes to record every single year. I absolutely love it. So buckle up, strap in. I will tell you, at the end of this episode, there's some drops that occur. My brother drops one of his unbelievable epic journeys that he's going to try to complete this summer, which would also be, I believe, a Guinness record. I'll let him, you got to stay tuned to the episode. We also talk more about the coolest event that's going to happen this summer, Wednesday, July 16th. Mark your calendars. That one is going to be incredibly fun. Victor Major track, the Mike Check Relay, Inspired Souls. versus the running journey. Do not miss it. Tickets on sale for $5. We want to make it free, but $5 on Race Roster right now available for you guys to sign up to this wonderful race. And also a couple other events that we talk about. And we get a little deep and philosophical at the end. This is the longest intro I've ever recorded for an episode. I apologize for making you wait through all this, but there's just so much to cover in such a fun and busy weekend. Man, I'm loving this. I'm so emotional right now, so positive about everything that's happening in the running community in Winnipeg and what it means to me. So thank you to all of you. Enjoy the episode, guys. I certainly did. Happy Father's Day to all fathers. Rob and Charlie joining you here live from the University of Manitoba. Just leaving the Manitoba Marathon. Just finished both of our pacing duties. I'm aware it's not a lane.
Got it. Sorry, pacing duties.
He doesn't like my driving, I guess. I don't know why. Well, he's like my wife. Well, like I got a mile before I need to worry about this lane.
Yeah.
You didn't like it. You didn't like my lane. All right. Back to pacing duties. We are driving on our way. We did this last year. It was actually perfect. We recapped the episode on our way to go see our dad for Father's Day. He's in Marchand, where we grew up. Our father, Claude. We both paced. Charlie, maybe set the tone. What were you pacing today? We will also talk about training in this episode. But for now, we'll start with a bit of a recap. Set the tone. What were you doing today?
4:30, 10 and 1. 10 minutes of running, 1 minute of walking.
How do you feel about the Manitoba Marathon?
Love the Manitoba Marathon. I think running's getting, it's pretty hot right now.
Running is hot. Running's so hot right now.
Because there was a lot of people there. It was jam-packed. It was fun, yeah. A nice crowd.
Sold out, the half sold out. So I don't know how many entries that is, but it's a lot. A lot of entries. The atmosphere was something else out there today, eh?
Yeah, lots of the new course. I love this new course. Hope it's a permanent change. I think
talk about the new course.
Well, it's more in a shaded area. There's that trail area in the Assiniboine Park area, as opposed to running on the big Portage Avenue.
So basically, they cut out the piece on Portage Avenue completely, which was kind of a shitty portion because it was windy. And hot, no shade, and the cars were zooming by. It was loud. It was kind of just not a great running experience. And instead, they added.
Well, I guess I don't know exactly, but like Assiniboine Park area. What was nice is there was a lot of like great places for fans to watch, and there was a
back and forth. They could bounce back and forth.
Yeah, and there was a lot of cheering. Like Manitoba Marathon course is actually super good for fans. Like, I think if you want to watch someone.
Like, how many times did we see Inspired Souls, Carolyn and Johnny out there today? I saw them like 3 times, I think.
Well, I guess I was going too slow, but once I saw them at the beginning. But
they were bouncing, and I definitely, and like some fans, I guess were trying to catch their family that was running roughly my pace.
So there was a girl in my group. She had a lot of heart. I lost her at mile 21, I think, or 22. But she was breathing hard at mile 7, lasted till 22. But she had quite a few fans out there. I saw people come out to cheer her.
The fans on course have dramatically increased over the last 5 years.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
What's going on with this road here? Is this always like this?
Don't know. Road work ahead, I guess.
It's a post-marathon road work ahead. You read the sign.
So I guess they're doing double
lanes on that side?
Clover leaves.
But that's already done, isn't it?
I don't know.
And it doesn't matter. You guys are listening. You're like, we don't care about your driving, Rob and Charlie, and your traffic that you guys are. So way more people on course. Way more. I just feel like the game's been amped up a little bit year by year by year. Manitoba Marathon kind of increases their game. Yeah. You think of all the majors that we've done and the cheater marathons that we've done and the different races that we've done. Manitoba Marathon's starting to get that feel a little bit.
Yeah, well, I'd say there's quite a few people. That's a big field. I think it must be one of the biggest in Canada, I would imagine.
Yeah, there were a lot of people running. Like it was really busy. So shout out.
I was elbow to elbow in some areas. Like it was, I guess maybe because I was the pacer, people were following me, but
Give me some room.
Yeah.
Give me some room. I am the pacer.
no, I didn't say that. But
Definitely increasing their game, and it's the premier running event in the community, and it's cool. It's cool that it's growing so much. I think there were less pacers this year. Were there less pacers this year than last year?
well, one thing I saw, which I felt bad for. The 4-hour pacer must have not shown up or something. Or
You saw the stick?
I saw him. I saw someone carrying a 4-hour pacer pass me early on in the race, and then later on I saw the stick in a cone. So like you gotta have a 4-hour pacer. I mean, I could have done the 4-hour pacer job.
Yeah, like
I mean, that's a pressure job. Like I'd say that. Yeah, as far as pacing, that's probably one of the most.
Well, it's unequivocally, inarguably, the most important pacer on the course.
Yeah.
Make me an argument that there's something more important than the 4-hour pacer. There's
maybe the 2-hour half.
On a full.
Yeah, on the full. Yeah.
It's the most important pacing job, period. End of the discussion. So I don't know what happened. Someone may have gotten injured or something. Who knows what happened?
Who knows?
But I will say this to Manitoba Marathon, if they're listening, sign me up next year. I will do it. And I promise you a 3:55:50. I promise you a 3:55:50.
You're going to be 4:10 fast?
What am I supposed to do?
3:59.
Sorry, 3:59:50, whatever. Yeah.
I know what you meant.
Yeah. So, and I get that someone may have gotten hurt today or something may have happened. But there's a few people that mentioned that story to me. We were chatting afterwards in the little VIP area, and someone said it's too bad there was no 4-hour pacer, and I saw the 4-hour pacer on the side. So I don't know what happened, but you're not the first person to mention this. So either they didn't show up, they got injured, they gave it to someone else, and that person tried to do it, or who knows what happened. But yeah, that's unfortunate because like Todd Friesen did the 3:50. I guarantee you he was
didn't nail the 4-hour.
Like I guarantee you that guy's not missing. Ryan Giuliano ran a 2:58 today. Congrats.
There was a lot of fast Manitoba. I can't wait to see the times here. We had Greg Penner going.
I don't even know what Greg did.
I don't know. I didn't check the times. Greg Penner, Tristan De Silva.
De Silva finished second. I know that.
Vital must have been around.
Vital was flying.
Must have been around there.
Do you think
I'd love to see those times?
Can you pull him up on your phone?
Yeah, I don't have them.
It's in the back there under the. Yeah, we will live update this, and if not, I'll update it in the post recording. But
I'd love to hear what.
We gotta see, and I know what some of them did. Like I know Ryan Giuliano last year he paced the 3:10, I think, at Suzu floor mat. I think last year he paced the 3:10, and he was dead on, or 3:15 or something. So I don't think there was a pacer this year below 3:30. I don't think they had a pacer below 3:30 this year. So maybe there was one. I don't know. Because I remember at the start line, there was only the Bo. Bo was doing 3:30, right?
Yeah. Shout out to Bo who did the 3:30.
He's always.
Talked to him after we had.
Yeah. Shout out to Bo and Meng who ran with me.
And our other buddy there, Todd.
Todd, yeah. Well, Todd
crushed it.
Yeah, and Todd and I were chatting before the race about how much we should. And of course, he finished like 20 seconds ahead or whatever, like perfect pacing.
Well, not as good as you, I heard.
Not as good as me, but I had a day pacing today. It was so fun, and it was so accurate, and it was, I'll talk about it a bit in the strategy here, but we should give some shout-outs to our running crew.
Don Neal, 2:53.
2:53, Don Neal? Wow.
Girl can run.
Wow, that's fast.
And
swim, yeah. You passed her on the bike, though. You can outbike her.
Jessica Willichenko, 2:55.
2:55 for Jessica.
Okay, Stefan Reimer, 2:55.
Stefan Reimer, 2:55. He's a beast.
Okay. Oh, I'm not seeing people that I would expect under 3. Tristan De Silva, 2:56.
2:56.
Mark Cadzieux, 3:04. Good job.
Did you see Ryan Giuliano in there? 2:58, I think he did.
I'm not seeing him.
He told me he did a 2:58.
The right year. 2024. Wrong
year.
Yeah,
you're looking at the wrong year. Yeah. No, that's because I don't think Tristan De Silva did a 2:57. I'm pretty sure he finished second overall. Someone told me. I hope I'm not misquoting, but
keep going because I don't know.
Yeah. No, I got this. So some guys in our run crew, and I know we've been talking a lot about them, so I want to give some shout outs. My cousin George finished his first marathon, PB, today. Very, very proud of him. Congrats, George. You're a beast. You did it. You trained. You put the miles in. Very proud of you. Sonia, Simo's wife, did a personal best also. First ever marathon. Simo did a PB. Simo did a 3:27, I want to say. Our buddy Phil Marcoux, who's on fire lately, 3:29, and he ran with Bo. Quick story about Phil and Bo Wang, who was pacing. Phil asked him at mile 20 or whatever, he goes, hey, are you above or below, or how are you doing? And Bo goes, I'm exactly on. Like, don't worry about me. You run your race, like I am exactly on. So Phil's like, okay. So I'll run with this guy. So he finished with Bo, and they were like 20 seconds ahead or something. Yeah, that's a tough job pacing the 3:30. I mean, so what's Bo's PB, Charlie?
Bo's done 3:08 or 3:09 or something. Okay,
so that's still.
It's only bringing me 2024.
Okay, that's fine. So you might have to. Do you think they have an app? No app.
Yeah, well, it's the same. I go results on their web.
Yeah.
Maybe they do. I don't know.
Phil did a PB. Marty did a PB. Our buddy Marty, sub 4 again for Marty. Congrats. Danny from our run crew did a 1:40.
Wow, that's amazing.
Half marathon. Congrats. I know I'm missing a million of them here, but just a couple shout outs to people we run with every day or every weekend for sure. Let's talk about your experience pacing, Charlie. You were doing the 4:30. So first off, why'd you choose to do that one?
I knew I'd be middle of Ironman training, and I didn't really want to do anything that would be too hard. Simple as that.
Yeah, you did a 4-hour bike yesterday?
3.5, 3:20, but I only biked. I kind of quit that workout halfway through because I was tired. I wanted to save for this.
How did you quit your workout halfway through if you did a 3-hour and 40-minute bike ride?
Well, I mean, I was 60 kilometers away, so I had to bike home.
I don't think I'd call that quitting.
But okay, so let's say you run 6 miles and you just walk home. That'd be like that. It was like that.
You biked easy?
I biked easy.
You zone 1'd it?
Yeah, on the way home, yeah.
Okay. So you did 60K out, 60K back?
Yeah.
Still did 120 kilometers.
115, I think it was more like, but yeah.
Okay, so just for the record, you averaged like what? What did you average on your zone 1 bike on the way home?
No clue.
But like you did like 115K in just under 4 hours?
Yeah, I think on the way home was like 29.
Yeah, so back when I did my first Ironman training and I didn't know what I was doing, that's what I did all my miles at. If I could hit 30, that was a win. But I was doing like 28, 29 kilometers per hour on the bike, and I thought I was good.
Yeah.
I wasn't, but I thought I was.
I mean, I don't know. I guess my legs are pretty strong.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying, don't be down on yourself for only doing.
I'm happy.
It was a choice you made.
Yeah, I'm happy that I'm able to do that. Like I was 60 kilometers from home, and it was like no big deal to just bike home, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop pushing at 280 watts, and I'm just gonna push at 150 watts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I'm gonna get home in 20 minutes extra.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you knew you had a big weekend. You knew you have a heavy weekend. You knew you're in the middle of your Ironman training. So you're like, you know what? I'm gonna do a 4:30 half walk run. I'm gonna meet some different people. I'm super curious how this experience went.
Yeah, I was really, that's one of the things. I just was interested in being part of this event, being, you know, without having to do like a race effort type thing. So it was fun. Met a lot of different people. It's very similar to last year where you had waves. You had a group following you at the beginning, and then you lose that group, and then you pick up another group, and then you lose that group. And then at the end, I had one guy that followed me that my last 8-minute mile. He did it with me. So shout out to that guy.
Did you know his name?
I forgot his name.
Okay. I was trying to get as many guys.
Chris? Yeah.
All right. Shout out to Chris, who did his 4:30 marathon. Did you find that, and this is kind of like the running theme here, the more marathons I run, the more marathons I pace. I've only paced 2, and I've paced a 10K informally. But The lesson is people are brutal at guessing what they can run for a marathon distance. Would you agree? And I'm not saying I'm not chirping anyone in particular. I'm saying human beings. We have an inherent flaw. We think we can do better than we can.
Optimism bias.
Yeah, and that's not, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying I have the same flaw. Like I don't think it's a flaw.
We all have that flaw.
Yeah, we all think, okay, I've done these miles at this pace. I'm going to be able to do this 26 miles at that same pace, right?
Yeah.
And then what we've noticed...
It's very rare that you go much faster than what you expect. Those are like dream-like races. You have to do a lot of them to experience them, to experience one of those.
Yeah, and if we are running with... So I had 35 people start with me. I tried to count quick. Yeah. How many would you guess you had?
Probably around 30 at the beginning, yeah. Maybe,
so last
maybe less, 20 maybe?
Last year we had, I think we had 50. Is that right? I think?
Yeah.
50 to 60, let's say, between the two of us. And we both had 0 finishers with us last year.
Yeah, 0, because Chris, I picked him up at mile 8 or something.
So that's not technically
a finisher. Yeah.
So I had 2 this year. Very, very pumped.
Good. That's good. That's awesome.
These guys were awesome.
But there was I also had another person, I don't know, I'll mention her name, Corey. She was with me almost the whole way, and she was breathing really hard at mile 6. So I was like, oh man, I don't know if she'll make it.
You're like 0 chance.
Anyway, so she worked hard. She got to 22, and then I lost her at 22. But still, I'm assuming she still did really well.
She probably came in a minute or 2 after you, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So that's a win. I call that a pacing win.
Yeah, she lasted till 22, so that's pretty good.
So I had by far. So last year, my recollection of last year is that I lost everyone at like 19, and then like a couple stragglers, 1 or 2, stayed till 20, and they just dropped like flies on the Jubilee overpass there.
Jubilee overpass. I took it really slow up it, hoping not to lose too many people.
Last year, I don't know if you recall, but that's the year we found out we were like 0.2 mile over.
I took that one hard last.
I was like, okay, I got to make up ground here. So sorry guys, we got to make up ground. So all of a sudden you're going up the Jubilee overpass. You're going 20 seconds faster per mile. There's wind in your face. So I lost everyone last year, everyone on the overpass. This year, I took your approach, Charlie. I was like, okay, if I go too hard here, I'm going to lose everyone. And I kept looking back, and they were slowly falling behind. And I thought, I got to slow this down. So I took 10 or 15 seconds off that mile.
I would just go by feel on those. I would like try to keep the same effort, but I would definitely slow down. Like I looked at my watch and it was like 30 to 40 slower.
Okay.
When I was going up.
I still lost pretty much, not everyone, but I lost I had maybe 10 left after that.
Yeah. And
then they dropped one by one until we got to Pembina, and there was just 2 guys on my shoulder.
And then also into the wind. Pembina into the wind.
Yeah. So I did not do a positive. Sorry, I did not do a negative today. I also didn't do an even split. I kind of had a plan to do a slight positive because of the heat and the wind.
I really don't know. I'm guessing it was like pretty much dead even.
Yeah, I was a tad positive, kind of by choice, and it's a little tougher on the back 9 than the front 9. So I did... I'll tell you guys my strategy for this, and I talked about it on Strava if you guys listen to it. So pacing, historically, the Manitoba Marathon course on my Strava ends up being about 1% long. So if you're listening to this, Charlie and I talked about it last time. If you're doing the Manitoba Marathon, expect to do 26.45 miles, or in kilometers, expect to do 42.6 kilometers, something like that. And that's not due to, I don't think, to the course being long. I think the course is for sure accurate. I think it's due to the fact that whenever you run a marathon, it's long because you do the tangents, you go to the aid stations, you go potty. So you end up adding mileage to your race. So I knew that going in, right? And you knew that going in too. So we ended up I said I'm going to do 1%. So my pace was supposed to be 5:20. 5 minutes, 20 seconds per kilometer, 8:34 or 8:35 per mile. But I took 1% off that. So I did 5:17s. I was doing 5:17s. And I used a virtual Garmin pacer Awesome. If you've never used it, have you ever used it, Charlie?
Yeah, I've used it. I used it in Boston.
It's
It
awesome.
didn't really help when it was like, you're 20 seconds behind. Well, I'm working really hard right now.
But at least you knew, oh shit, I guess I'm out.
I guess
This isn't happening.
Well, yeah, I'm at the halfway point. It was 140 or something. Okay, I guess I'm out.
Yeah. I don't know what I would have used that at London for sure had I known it was there. But so Todd, shout out to Todd who gave me the idea to use that. Oh, I got to give a shout out to Jen Sacco too. I saw her. I believe she finished 30 seconds behind her PB, 3:28 or something. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So she was a little disappointed that she didn't have a PB. But I mean, listen, you're running like fast on a hot day, like 3:27, like. That's fast. So shout out, congrats.
Beat me by an hour.
Beat Charlie by an hour, he says. And then I used a virtual pacer, and I was expecting the course to be long. So every mile, I would check both my Strava pace, or sorry, I should call it my Garmin pace, and the mile signs. And I don't know if I want to say surprisingly or not surprisingly, but the course wasn't long.
To me, it seemed right on, pretty much.
The course was dead on. Sometimes it'd be a tad over or short, but that's to be expected.
Yeah, it was almost dead on. My watch, so I had 3 points of reference. I would use the miles, the kilometers, and my watch. And I was going to do like you did, but then like halfway through, like every mile was like right on.
They were just right on.
So I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll just follow the miles. And that was my mistake, as it turned out.
I kept thinking that the miles wouldn't. I was like, the course is going to be 26.4. It has to be
long at some point.
It's got to be long.
So that's why. But I was like, okay, well, I'm on my mile pace. I was over a minute ahead most of the way. Well, at the end, I was like a minute ahead. So I was like, okay, well, should be good, even if it ends up being a bit long. It should be all right. Yeah.
Yeah, that virtual pacer at mile 13, I was at the halfway point. I was exactly on 0 seconds, and I had perfect splits but I was right at 13 on my watch. So I said, maybe I need to, maybe not totally change my strategy, but slow it down a little bit, just so that, because now I've quote unquote banked 13.
Well, two different reference points, which are telling you two different things.
Yeah, and I didn't know, so I was trying to go in between. I said, what if I split the difference?
That's kind of what I was trying to do as well. But.
So then I started going back to half the. So instead of doing 5:17s, I'm like, okay, I'll do 5:19s.
Yeah.
And I did that for a bit. So that means I was now losing 2 seconds per kilometer to my pace.
You slowed down a little bit.
Slowed down a bit. Plus, I did about 10 seconds on that, to 15 seconds on the overpass. Yeah. So all of a sudden, and now by the time I got to mile 20, I was 30 seconds behind. Yeah. And I was comfortable because every time I'd see a mile, it was a reassuring point that I was on because the course wasn't long, right?
Yeah, but you were probably ahead versus the miles, right?
I was way ahead versus the miles, but I was behind.
I was only a minute ahead, but I was behind on the pacer if I would have followed my pacer.
Yeah, I was 30 seconds behind, and then I started looking at the half marathon signs, because the half marathon signs weren't exactly. So the half marathon signs. So if you hit mile, let's say 8 on the half marathon, you have 5 miles left, right? 5.1 miles left, and that should be about 0.1 miles behind mile 21. But I noticed that they weren't. So I'm thinking, what if the half mile signs are accurate and the mile signs are off? So I started, I don't say panicking, but I started planning for the worst.
Yeah.
So I started saying, okay, I can't go slower anymore. I got to stay at this pace just in case. And I'm glad I did. So on mile 12.
Well, that's what that's what I should have done. But I was like, if I go faster now, I'm going to lose everybody. Anyways, so I didn't. I kind of went a little faster. I was worried there'd be that little jump because when I would check against the kilometers, it was weird. When I would check against the kilometers, I'd be like right on or like 10 seconds behind or like right on. But when I check against the miles, I'd be I'd be like a minute ahead.
Yeah, the kilometers were way different than the miles.
Kilometers were actually ended up being more
Pretty accurate.
What I should have followed.
And the half marathon miles were accurate.
Yeah, the half marathon. Well, I didn't see the half marathon.
I was checking them.
Did you see a half? Oh, you mean like the half marathon
miles?
Yeah. So
mile 8, mile 9, mile 10, mile 11, because it's the same finish line for the half and the full.
So mile 8 would have been like
21.
Yeah.
But like 100.1 miles, so 160 meters.
But it was almost exactly the same as 21, is what you're saying.
They were quarter mile apart.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so. Yeah, so I felt like everything was going fine. I hit mile 25, and I see I have 13 and a half minutes to do 1.2 miles. I'm like, that's perfect. Okay.
And just before we get into this, obviously, like we're talking about our experience running this. This is not in any way a slight on the Manitoba Marathon. It's just our experience running this. We love the Manitoba Marathon. We are big fans of it. I'm a big promoter of it. I had 1 million friends running today. We would encourage anyone to do this race. We're just journalists, and we're just reporting on our experience, how it was today. And we just want to just tell you guys how it is. So it's not a slight on the Manitoba Marathon. We're just going to tell you guys what we went through. And I spoke to a ton of pacers after, everyone, and their experience was exactly the same. So anyways, you were saying.
Yeah. So, no, I want to hear about how, so when I got to 25, I thought I was like pretty much, I was good.
What did your watch say when you hit the 25 mile marker? It said 25.01?
25, almost exactly 25. I don't remember the exact number, but what I did see was I had over 13 minutes to do 1.2 miles, which I was running my pace at 10:10 or 10 to 10:15, which would give me plenty of time to do.
So that would be a minute for the 0.1. So that would give you like 40 seconds.
2 minutes for the 0.2, let's say. Plus 10:15.
Sorry, 2 minutes for the 0.2 plus 10:15.
So, which means I should have had like about 30 seconds to spare.
At least 35, 40.
Yeah. So I thought I was okay. Maybe I'm gonna nail this. I thought, okay,
I'm gonna nail this. I'm gonna win the Golden Carrot Award.
I thought I had it. Yeah. But then I got to the 1 kilometer and I got a bit of a surprise there.
Yeah, the 1 kilometer, like, wait a minute.
1 kilometer to go, and I see my watch. I check my watch, 1 kilometer to go, and it's like 1:24:40 or something. So I have to run all of a sudden. I've been running kilometers at 6:20. All of a sudden I have to do a 5:20 on the last one.
You have to trim that minute that the course was now.
Yeah, so anyways, it was just a surprise. So I don't know where in there's something off there, but anyway, so I debated if I should like run it hard or not.
How many people did you have with you at this point?
One person. His name was Chris.
Oh yeah, right. You said that.
And
sorry.
Chris stayed with me the entire. I did the 8:20 or something. My last mile at 8:20, and he stayed with me. So good job.
So I kept doing same experience, exact same experience as you. I got to mile 25 on my watch, and it said 25.01, and the whole way, the whole race, I kept talking to my crew and being like, I am planning for 1% long because of race.
That's what I should have done, 1% long, yeah.
And I just kept announcing that. Guys, we're planning for 1% long. And then sometimes they would ask me, how long is the course so far? And I go, guys, we're right on. So that's good news for you guys. And they go, oh, why is that good news? Well, that means you've banked those minutes. In theory, if the course isn't long.
Yeah.
But I told them, expect the course to be long. Expect it to be.
It's always long. There's no, like, I mean.
You can't do. The CMV Canada Half Marathon is short. That's the only
course that's short.
I got to give a shout out to this guy, Eric, I believe is his name, Eric Carter. He was running with me for a bit and asking him about his marathon. I think he ended up finishing right behind me. So like broke 4 and just kind of a little bit behind me. But he goes, how do you know the course is going to be long? I go, man, they're always long. They're always long. I've done like 40 marathons or however. They're always long. Just trust me. It's going to be long. And he goes, well, let me tell you, I did a race last year. It was the CMV Canada Half Marathon. And I thought he was joking. Like, I thought he knew it was my race, but he didn't. He was just like, it was like 300 meters short. I was like, I laughed. He goes, no, it was. And I laughed again. And he's like, it was. And I was like, oh, you don't know. He's like, what? I was like, that's my race. And he's like, oh, sorry. And I was like, yeah. So I told him the story about the cones and anyways. So shout out to Eric, who finished, I think, anyways, he broke sub 4. He had a great day. First ever marathon, he was trying to do, he's going to do tree herd.
Oh, wow.
And then he's like, you know what? I'm ready. I'm just going to go and see what happens. And he did it. But anyways, so every mile I was talking this through. I'd be, guys, it's going to be long. It's going to be long. Don't just like trust. And then when we got to 20 and every mile, I was like, okay, well, the odds are less and less.
Well, that was what was confusing for me. I was like, okay, should I start pushing? Like, I was behind the 0.1%, but I was ahead. So I was like, what should I do?
Which one do you take? Yeah. Which one do you take?
So it's like a guessing game, right? Like, because
if I knew all I had to do was stay on the pace of my watch, like I would crush it.
That, no problem.
Yeah, I would be within 1 second.
Had I been like sure that would have been the length of the course, then I would have. Yeah, it's easy to just hit a number on your watch. It's like when you're inexperienced like I am, and you're not sure if that's what you should do or not.
Yeah, and the course changed this year, so we're not sure if it's going to be. Yeah. We're hoping that. But anyways, I hit mile 25, and then I saw the mile 12 for the half marathon.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, what if that's the one that's accurate?
Like it was way ahead.
Way ahead. Yeah. Way ahead. It was 2.5 minutes ahead, and it should have been like 1 minute or whatever.
1 minute, less than a minute.
Yeah.
For you, it should be less than a minute ahead.
So I had about a minute buffer, minute and a half, I think, buffer. And it was so fun. So 2 guys finished with me. They were just beauties, absolutely beauties. I loved running with these 2 guys. They're the only ones that survived. And one of them was really struggling, or he just looked like he was struggling. And every mile or every once in a while, I'd give them a little pep talk. They weren't saying a word. It was like just they were in the pain cave, and they didn't want to hear from me. And I knew they didn't want to hear from me. So it was just we were suffering together, and I was just suffering because I felt bad for them. I was like, oh, I know how much pain you're going through. But I told them, you will finish with me. I told those 2 guys. I said, you 2 are not going anywhere. You're finishing with me. And we're going to break 3:45, and you're going to have your 3:45. And they just no answer. And then one guy said, yes, sir. He treated me like a military sergeant. Yes, sir. So on the last mile, I would always do the math with them. 24, 25. Okay, if it's the half marathon, if it's the kilometers, how much time do we have? So when we got to the last kilometer, I was like, I'm sorry, guys. We have like, I think it was 4:40 or something like that. Anyways, so
I said the same thing to Chris. I looked over at Chris. I'm like, I'm going to have to gun it here. And I still missed it, though. I still missed it, but
I told those guys, you guys go. You guys sprint. You need to sprint now if you want to make it. I'm going to keep my pace, and I'm just going to whatever, but you guys go. So they both went, and I kind of realized going up the hill towards the stadium, I was like, I'm already at 26.2. There's no way I'm going to have, and I realized, yep, it's going to be exactly 1% long, like every course is, and it's just unfortunate that for whatever reason, I don't know. The last mile it's just like last year too, right? Last year was like that.
Yeah, I feel like there's an unmeasured part in that course or something.
I don't know what happens. And again, I love this race. I'm not chirping the race. I just am reporting on what's happening here. But it's almost like they moved the finish line and they forgot to add that quarter mile. Because I had 26.2 kind of at the top there. Where did you have 26.2? Like before entering the stadium?
Yeah, I had 26.2. Before, I'm not sure exactly where.
Those guys are looking at their watches. They're like, I already got my marathon. I'm like, you don't have your marathon, dude.
It's not a real marathon.
You're not at the finish line. Like, well, I got my 42.2. And I'm like, no. It doesn't count.
Doesn't mean nothing.
Your watch means nothing. So I just told them, go, guys, sprint. And they both went ahead. And they both finished like 10 seconds ahead of me. And then we took a selfie at the end. And I finished, I think, I want to say 10 seconds or something like that. 5 to 10 seconds. My Strava time is 3:44.55. I think my chip time is going to be a second or two better than that, maybe 3 seconds better than that. So I'm right where I needed to be.
You're going to get the carrot, maybe?
Not
after this episode, maybe.
Well, I'm not trying. Again, we're not trying to chirp. I followed my 1% extra, which I knew it was going to be, and I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I followed the 1% because all courses are 1% long. So now I know this 2 times we paced this race. If ever I can get invited to run it again, I would love to do the 4 hour, by the way. I would nail it 100 million%. I would nail it. I would play it as a 1% long, just like they all are. So all in all, fantastic experience. Loved it. Loved the course. Loved the people. The fans are out in full force. I am blown away how many people recognize me on the course.
Yeah, for sure. Me too. I mean, I'm not you, but I did say hi to a lot of people on the course. I passed 2 cousins on the way. That's unfortunate, but
yeah,
shout out to them for showing up and getting it done.
Putting the shoes on is 90%.
Jean's first marathon. That's amazing.
And Paul had a good day.
And Paul, he came out. I don't know how much he trained, but he finished it.
He's putting his shoes on. He's running races. He's doing better than 99% of the people. So very proud of you, Paul. He's coming to Chicago with us. By the way, we have the entire Chicago crew there, I think.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Who is missing?
Oh, yeah. So there's a few people in my group that were saying they were going to run Chicago. And I said, okay, cool. Well, I'm running it too. We should meet up or something, you know.
Colin Lafreniere not running today? I didn't see him.
I saw a fast guy run by me that kind of looked like him, but I don't think it was him.
Okay, or maybe he's coming back from an injury.
It started like half an hour late. But...
No, probably not. Marty got to the rink late. He was telling me to the rink.
He passed me early on.
He started late. I used to do that. No, it's fine. Because then it's less stressful. And Charlie, anything else you want to talk about before we talk a bit about your training and stuff?
I'm trying to think of, there's some couple funny stories. Oh yeah, so you probably have lots of funny stories, but one funny story was I was talking to this guy about Ironmans, mile 22. Hey, you got the same hat as me, blah blah. Started talking about Ironmans, and I started telling a long story about my Ironman, blah blah blah, and then I looked back. Dropped him mid-story. He didn't even listen to my story.
Oh, that's never happened to me. I've never dropped anyone mid-story.
I mean, what? Oh, okay.
I was telling a lot of stories today. I kind of enjoy it, and I know that some don't. And sorry if ever you're running with me and I'm just telling story after story after story. I like it. It keeps my mind occupied, keeps me sharp. I can obviously tell when I'm dealing with someone in the pain cave and they don't want to anymore, then I stop and I let you suffer in peace. But I told a lot of stories. Told the Guinness barefoot record story. I told all my evidence is in, by the way. I am now eagerly awaiting confirmation from Guinness. What do you think of the pacing sticks this year relative to last year? Last year was a badminton racket. This year was a stick.
At first I thought I would not like them, but they were pretty good. I think the one thing about having a long stick, which I didn't think I would like, but for the people running, is you can hold them up high and people can see far away if ever. So when I would do my walk breaks, I would hold it up really high so people could see from far back. So I mean, I think probably more comfortable to hold a racket for the long term, but if you're comfortable in your pace, I think the long one has some it's good that you can put it up high and people can see.
I think that's why they probably went to that one. Yeah. Sarah was telling me that we're hard to please pacers because I know that I guess some people complain about badminton rackets. I don't know. I like both of them. I'm indifferent. I think I thought I would prefer the badminton racket, but you're right. The peg was, smaller handle. Charlie's crushing a 2 liter of 7-Up right now, and it just splashed all over. He bought a 2 liter of 7-Up like we're teenagers all over again. And he says, I need my sugar.
Training hard,
yeah. Well, you had a busy weekend. You had a 9-hour weekend, 8-hour weekend.
Well, I cut my workouts short, but no, it was almost 8 hours, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get to your training in a sec. Anything else you want to say about the Manitoba Marathon? I love the race. I'm gonna do that race till I die. I think it's just so cool, community, everything so well put together.
Yeah, no, it was fun, good times.
A lot of PBs out there. Congrats to everyone who did a PB. A lot of first timers, a lot of bell ringing. So congrats. The post race VIP section for full marathon runners is cool.
Yeah, I ended up talking to quite a few people there after, and it was fun.
Crazy how many people I'm knowing now as
Am I going to race it one day is the question.
I don't know if I'm ever going to race it either. Because it's tough to find it in your calendar, right? Because if you're doing a March, April race, like Boston or London or Tokyo, and then you want to do either Chicago or New York or something, there's not a real time to do a build in between there for Manitoba, right?
No, it's tough. I mean, unless you just want to use your fitness that you had from, if you keep your fitness from a Boston, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
I was talking to Ryan Giuliano, and he just crushed that 100K Suffering Centennial.
Oh, God, yeah.
What did he do, like 8 or 9 hours or something? It's just such an absurd good time. So, like I talked about this in one of the episodes, the Suffering the Centennial recap. That's fast. Like he did a 2:58 today. So I did a 2:58 in London, but I could never do a 9-hour. Well, maybe never. I don't know. Maybe if I started training for that.
There are some things that he's way better at you than like trail running and stuff.
Yeah, and he's doing Fat Dog. The story I wanted to tell is he's doing Fat Dog in, I don't know, like 2 weeks or a month or something, which is
what is that?
It's 120 miles. It's
God.
a qualifier, I think, for the
He wants to go to YouTube.
Western States.
Oh, Western States. Okay.
And I think he wants to do well, and he will do well because he's a beast.
He's good at that sport, man.
And he was telling me that he had like 100+ kilometer a week this week because he was in his heavy training for Fat Dog. And he did this more as a kind of a training run. Not a training. He said he went all out, but like still impressive. He didn't taper at all.
That's a good time with no taper, not easy conditions.
So good for you, Ryan.
Yeah.
And everyone else in the VIP.
I really want to hear what, I'm really interested in some other people's times. You'll fill up in the listeners after, but.
Yeah, we'll check out all the times. Victor, Tristan. I know Tristan finished second. Jen Sacco told me Tristan finished second. The guy who won with a 2:27 or something, 2:29, don't quote me on this because I haven't seen the numbers, was his first ever marathon. So he just skipped the...
I'm guessing he's got a good 5K time.
He's a track guy, you think? How do you do that in your first marathon? Like, wow, that's so impressive.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a 14-minute or 13-minute 5K.
Do you think that's where he's from, like a track athlete that's like just out of university and was probably unreal, and then he decided to push the distance a bit? And
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
'Cause
I would imagine. Yeah.
I mean, you read about these Kenyans doing like a 2:07 in their first ever marathon.
Well, there's this kid that does these local races, Sam Vincent. I don't know if I've never met him or anything, but he runs like 13:30 for a 5K or something. Like, I mean,
Holy smokes!
or 14, whatever. So I imagine if that kid would run a marathon all of a sudden,
If he just decided,
it would be fast. Yeah.
yeah, it would definitely be fast. I'm trying to think of other funny stories. I just had a great day. Just a great day. Oh, I will say this. One difference this year versus last year. Last year, I was going with the mile signs.
Yeah.
And that means that my pacing was inconsistent. And I wasn't as experienced as I
The
am.
miles were pretty consistent this year. They were just
It would have worked.
not real, except for the last one.
My point was that I kept way more runners with me for way longer this year.
By just running even, yeah, same.
I just ran even splits the whole way, and I just had them with me the whole time. And there was
I actually slightly slowed down the entire thing.
Yeah, me too, I think. I haven't looked at my splits yet, but I know I did a positive, and part of that was by choice. And I know that I lost about 10 seconds or whatever on that Jubilee mile.
Yeah.
And I know that I chose to slow down a bit on the windy parts. So, that's an effort thing versus... But they stayed with me because I guess it's easier to run even splits.
Yeah, definitely easier. That's why they say it's the optimal strategy, right?
Yeah, I want to comment.
Probably not even splits, but even effort, I would imagine.
Even effort. And it's kind of doable at Manitoba because there's only really like one tough mile, right? 2 tough miles?
Yeah, I was surprised how tough that mile was, though, that Jubilee, just before Jubilee.
Yeah. Mile 19 or 20 or whatever it is. It's death. It's death. Did you have the Grim Reaper feeling today? Did you feel like you were...
A couple times, yeah. A couple times. I'd catch up to people and they were like, okay, let's try to do a 4:30. No, not when you're already slowing down.
Yeah, I had a lot of... No, not the 4:40, not the 3:45. I was hoping I wouldn't see you. And I'm like, sorry. Like they're walking or they're... And then in my head, I'm like, just get your sub 4. Just get your sub 4. Go, like, get going and get your sub 4. I hope they do. I think out of my group...
Well, so that's what I did last year. When I was at 350, I was like, I know you guys cannot stay with me, but, like, if you, like, hammer down, you can make sub 4, yeah.
Which I think is very rewarding. Like, I really enjoy pacing. By the way, I signed up this week to be a blind
pacer.
For which race?
There's like a website online that you could just sign and they'll match you with.
That's cool.
But I mean,
New York City Marathon, you could do.
Well, I want to get matched with someone, and then I'll go run their pace. How fun would that be?
Yeah. Well, I've seen there's a lot at Boston and New York.
Every major. Yeah.
Seems like it would be a hard job because they're always like they're helping him with the gels too sometimes.
We could do that though, Charlie. Don't you think?
You could. I don't. Marathons are hard.
Marathons are hard, but I mean, I
could do it, but I don't know how much I would enjoy it.
I got to talk real quick about my son, real quick, because my son did a 10K today. He told me on Friday, he's like, Papa, I want to do a 10K. He's 17. He's not been a runner at all, but he's getting into like doing hard things. I don't know where this is coming from. Maybe because both of his parents are addicts. And Michelle's not an addict, sorry, but she loves fitness and she does high rocks and whatever. She's always at the gym and jogging and whatever, does half marathons. And I'm a full-blown running addict. So maybe he sees it in his parents. Anyways, he signed up for a race. And what was that line he said on the way? So he was in the car with me. He did a 10K.
I kept using it today. So it's, what is it?
Lock in?
Locked in.
Yeah. Get locked in. Let's get locked in. My son says that to Charlie and I before the race. I was like, wow, that's awesome to hear that from my son. Get locked in. We're getting locked in.
But he said it's like a saying now that the kids
and
have.
No,
it's like when you really focused on a goal.
Yeah, you're locked in.
Locked in. So I loved it.
Yeah. So get locked in. We're just locked in. And he was saying, I was like, give me an example. And he goes, well, you're playing PS4, you're playing Fortnite with other people, and like you're not looking at your phone, you're not eating snacks, you're strictly focused on doing the absolute best video game playing you can play in that moment. And I was like, that's a great example. You're locked in.
So I'd say like for me, I love that saying because it was like it reminded me of like when I had like, let's say the Ironman, my last Ironman. I was pretty locked in, and I think you with your 3 hours.
London, I was so locked in.
You were locked in.
It's the most locked in I've ever been in my life for anything. The only other comparable would be that first sub 3 that we did. Where I wasn't doing anything. Like nothing else mattered except this sub 3 in my life. I mean, in my training, I should say.
Junior C
hockey.
1997.
1999, we won 3 out of 4 championships my 3 junior C years. And in those 3 years, I wouldn't even drink the night before games.
Yeah, locked in.
I was locked in. Guys, no drinking tonight. We play tomorrow. And then some guy would go, I won't drink today. I won't drink game day. But that was fun. Junior C, I was locked in. So my son had a great time. You want to guess his time?
Okay, wait. Your son, you're 54 or 32.
No, he doesn't run. No, he doesn't run. He did a 250. He did a 250 half.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought he's got.
He did 64 minutes.
That's great.
Yeah, no, he's pumped.
What about our cousin Mathieu?
Eric Asselin, do we have time to talk about this right now? Yeah, we do. So we're passing through Le Broker right now. I got to tell this quick story about, and that's a wrap on Manitoba Marathon. Unbelievable race. Thank you.
Did he do well, our cousin, top cousin, or?
It's not today though. It's next week.
Oh, he's not doing it.
So the Pépère Gerry race, the race that I'm organizing in Le Broker. Charlie's locked in to win, but there's going to be some competition. Dwayne the Rock Wheeler. Who else? I didn't see anyone else that I think. But there will be competition. Charlie's going to try to A-race that. So that is next weekend. Still time to register if you haven't registered for the Pépère Gerry.
Todd Friesen, come and give me a challenge.
Is he coming? Todd's coming? Come on. Colin Lafreniere, come give Charlie a challenge. Simo, come give Charlie a challenge. It's happening right here. I'm passing through Main Street, Le Broker, in Le Broker, Manitoba. There's a kid kilometer, 1K. There's a 5K. There's a 10K. And there's a half marathon. It's a beautiful path around Tatro Park Path Road, I think it's called. And my cousin bet, his mom, Louise, so she's my first cousin, she bet her son that he wouldn't be able to run a 50-minute 10K. And she laughed at my mom's retirement dinner. She was just laughing. She's like, no chance, 0 chance he's doing this. And then I thought about it. And this is my cousin's son. He's like, I'm guessing 25. I don't know. He's a kid. But like I saw him like at the hockey tournament and he's in shape. He's played AAA, I think, hockey like not that many years ago. He's in shape. He's got a good running body type. I have no idea if I have no idea what he's doing in his life. But I said, I want that bet. $100 he can do it. So she said, Rob, he's got no chance. He hasn't jogged. He's not training. I said, yeah, but is he willing to train? She said, I don't know. So I texted him. I said, you got to bet. So I texted my cousin Louise. I said, you got to bet. And then I texted my cousin Eric. And I said, hey, do you want to win this bet? And he goes, yeah. Are you willing to do hard things here? We had 4 weeks. That was a total training. And he says, yeah, I'm in. So, all right. I made him a plan. 3 jogs per week. And he didn't do any the first week. Like, we only had 4 weeks, and he didn't do any the first week. So now we're down to a 3-week traiing plan. So I think
this is going to be rough. I don't know. I don't think he's got a chance.
So we were doing 10. The first jog he did was 20 minutes. And he's like, yeah, I feel great. Yeah, that's good. But we got some ways to go. Anyways, shout out to Eric because he's been pushing. Ever since he took that first week off, he's been crushing 3 jogs a week. And he doesn't run at all. And he's going to either lose $100 or he's going to get fit trying. And that race is next week, 10K. He's got to do a sub 50-minute 10K. Today was his long run. And now his taper starts because it's.
So how did his long run go? Did you get a text?
It was yesterday. Sorry, his long run was yesterday,
and
he did 59:40 for a 10K.
Oh, so he's close. A minute. He needs to.
Average heart rate 168.
Yeah, but he's young.
But he's a kid. He's a kid.
So that's 60. He needs to shave 10 minutes.
10 minutes. He needs to shave in 1 week.
A minute per kilometer.
A minute per kilometer in 1 week.
Yeah, but he has that was zone 2 for him, 168.
Oh, I hope so. I did have him do intervals at race pace.
Oh, yeah?
So he did 5 of them, and he says that was tough with a 4-minute break in between. So
there's what would you think his odds are? What do you think?
I think it's close to 0. What do you think?
Higher than 0 or 0?
I'm gonna go slightly higher than
2%, maybe.
Like if you gave me, I'm gonna lose that bet. That's fine. But would you take 20 to 1 odds? 10 to 1 odds? Like he's not gonna do it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden he's gonna trim 10 minutes.
No.
Anyways, Eric, if you're listening, I hope you do it.
Nobody thinks you got a chance.
Nobody thinks you got a
Prove us
chance.
wrong.
And you know what? You never know what can happen on race day. You're gonna have gels.
That's why they run the race.
That's why they run the race. You can do it. I've done races times in my career where I thought it were not even close to possible. Think of that time we did in Vegas.
Yep.
That was not on the board, a sub 3:30, and we did it.
Yep.
And you can do it. So the question is, are you going to want to feel the pain? And I think you can, and you might not it might be mathematically impossible with the cardio and all that. But anyways, he's doing that next week. The Pépère Gerry Run, still time to sign up, guys. It would help me out a lot. All proceeds go to Cancer Care Manitoba. My grandpa died of cancer. My dad has cancer. And I don't know, Charlie and I probably have some pretty high likelihood of getting cancer in our life. So we're going to donate some funds to that. I also have to talk about the most important race of the summer. Can I do that real quick, Charlie?
Yeah, is it official or yeah?
Well, we're kind of soft launching it. And I just almost killed a bird. I didn't, but it was so close. Soft launch. There's a very awesome podcast next week episode. You're going to love the podcast episode because I want to hype it up. I got to hype it up. So July 16th, Wednesday evening, mark your calendars. I've talked about it before. It's the most anticipated weekday race of the calendar year in Manitoba. It's the Awesome Twosome 2.0 race, the Mic Check Relay. Inspired Souls, none other than Carolyn and Johnny Coffin, are going to each do a 5K relay, and they're going to race against this guy and
this guy.
We're doing 5K each, and it's a race. So Carolyn and Johnny are going to go first. Sorry, Carolyn and Charlie, I guess, are going to go first, and then Johnny and his 16-minute 5K are going to try to hunt me down. So Charlie, you need to give me at least a 2-minute cushion, hopefully.
I'm going to run a 19:25.
Okay. I don't think that gets us a win because I think you need to get the 19:10.
That might be all I got.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay. So we're relaying, and I got to tell this story. I was like, hopefully I'm not talking out of school here, but I have so much respect for Carolyn and Johnny. I got to tell this story. By the way, if you're not listening to their podcast, Inspired Souls, go listen to it. It's super good. Or I should say her podcast. It's Carolyn's podcast. Johnny's
just a pretty good guest.
Moonlights.
Moonlights as, yeah, he's kind of the star of the show when he's on, though.
No, Carolyn's
Carolyn's
the rock.
the star of the show. I'm kidding.
So
But Johnny's can be funny sometimes.
yeah, Johnny does the moonlight drop some jokes, the comedic interludes. But we were talking. We had a meeting about this race. We're planning this race. It's going to be huge. There's going to be a 1 mile race, or what is it, 1,500 meter, whatever the distance is, for the community. So it's a community event, community barbecue. Tickets are going to be $10. That includes your race and a meal. So you guys run first. We're going to feed everyone. It's Johnny's birthday on the 16th. And we're going to do our race as the main event. There's going to be birthday cake, drinks, everything. So the $10 that you're going to go is, I mean, it's not even going to cover the cost. But that's fine because the charity, we are running for charity. I asked them, how much, what do you guys want to do for charity? And they're like, well, we're thinking this is pretty meaningful. Like we want, and I said, well, Charlie and I'll do whatever. And they said, you want to do $5,000? So we are putting $5,000 on the line to do a 5K. So we kind of have to take this seriously, Charlie, because I care a lot about my charity, CMV Canada. And if we win, Charlie, CMV Canada gets $5,000.
All right.
No pressure.
All right. We'll put some work.
Put some speed work. Patrick, if you're listening.
Put some workouts in the calendar here.
And if we lose, their preferred charity of choice is going to get $5,000. So all this to be announced yet, but I'm soft launching it right now because you got to mark your calendar, July 16th, details to follow. Also, next week's episode will be a joint podcast episode, Inspired Souls and Running Journey. We are changing things up in Manitoba. We're game changers, Charlie.
Yep.
Soft launch. Okay, I want to talk about your training real quick. You are doing a lot of miles. How's it going?
Good.
How's the bike?
Bike broke. My bike broke a couple weeks ago. I don't know what happened. Anyways, it's on recall. My pedal the crank completely broke off.
Tell the story though. You're like 40 kilometers out and you biked home with a broken crank.
Yeah, so I felt it a little snap during my triathlon. But
that's why you were a minute slow on the bike.
No, I felt it right at the end. Right at the end, I felt it. But I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm at the end here. So I just, did my transition, done, run, whatever, forgot about it. Went for a workout on the Tuesday after, and it was okay. And then going up a hill on the way back home, I felt it really snap. And I stopped, checked, saw it was still attached, but that I couldn't fix it, but I could see where it was broken. So I just I was only 20 kilometers away from home, and I just kind of soft pedaled
one-legged pedal.
Well, yeah, kind of mostly one-legged.
Have you ever done one-legged pedal workouts?
Yeah, all the time.
Oh my God, they're hard. Patrick, you're killing me with those. What is it? Bones, you're killing me.
Yeah.
So you're now biking with your road bike. And how's that going?
Right. Yeah, so the road bike isn't as bad as I thought it would be. I did 115K with it, but I feel like I get more tired just because I'm not the muscles are not as used to biking.
How long are you going to be out of bike?
Hopefully not more than 2 weeks because I'm really missing. So
you want to use my bike?
No, because it's the wrong size, whatever. I'll just use my bike. It's way easier.
You used it before.
I know. I did a triathlon with it. But no, I think.
Oh, no, you don't like cheap bikes. You don't like the Cervelo P2s. Those are no good.
No, I think it's good that I practice a bit on the road bike to build up that strength that I need if ever I want to ride road bike, So I don't know. I think it's just tiring me out a little bit more, but
a lot of miles. You're doing hours and hours and hours more than I'm doing. And is this a real feeling that you get? I'm a little jealous of your training.
Yeah, no, it doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
I'm he did 4 hours yesterday. What did I do? 20 minutes I did.
Yeah, but running's harder.
20 minutes of running?
20 minutes of running is harder than 3 hours of biking.
It feels like I haven't jogged in forever, man.
Yeah, but I've been doing 10 miles a week. I've barely been running.
Yeah, but you got 10 hours of biking a week, and you're swimming. Yeah, you're you're going to be in way better shape than me. I mean, I do run around the province, the PI, that's coming up. But, like, man, you are putting in some time right now.
And then that other event that we're going to do.
You want to talk about it real quick? Just soft drop it?
Quick soft drop. Yeah. So August 9th or 10th, to be determined, depending on the wind situation.
I tried to drop this on the podcast a few weeks back, and Charlie didn't want it. He wasn't ready. Because there's a lot of logistics in this. This is cool. Buckle up. This is a good one.
Well, it's not. I mean,
yeah, it is cool.
So we're gonna bike across Manitoba in one day. We're gonna start at the Saskatchewan border and go all the way to the Manitoba-Ontario border.
It's never been done.
Never been done?
I've Googled it. I tried to find it. Someone proved me wrong. I don't think it's ever been done.
Well, it'll be the first one-day Trans-Manitoba bike crossing.
Single day, 24-hour Trans-Manitoba bike crossing. We're doing it.
We'll try. I don't know if it's, I mean, maybe might be a little aggressive with this goal, but we'll see.
I mean, I can't even bike a triathlon, and I'm somehow going to join you on this.
But it's really just like, it's not even.
No, it's not that hard. This is where you're going to go. It's not that hard. Is this what you're going to do right now?
No, I'm just going to make you think it's possible. Like,
well, I know I can do it. Just
okay,
like
so it's
fudge.
2.5 Ironmans.
I know.
No.
Oh, fudge. This is us now. Like 5 years ago, we're like lining up to do I wasn't doing a 5K, but like, and now it's like, it's not that hard. It's only a 24-hour bike across the province. It's only 2.5 Ironman.
It might be pretty hard. We'll see. Yeah, it'll be hard. Yeah.
Yeah. This year, 2025, by the way.
If you're saying we'd be the first to do it, that'd be pretty awesome too.
I've not found that anyone's ever done it. So, I mean, I don't know. This year, 2025, I don't know about you, but for me, it is the year of doing hard things. It is the year.
2024, you just did easy things or what?
Well, I did some hard things, but this year, like 777, 100K suffer on the Centennial, which was way outside my comfort zone. That was super hard. Sub 3, that was the hardest thing I've trained for. Like the training was hard for that.
2025's been good to you.
Then I did barefoot triathlon, which was very painful on my feet. It was a hard thing to do outside my comfort zone again. Then I'm going to do a 100K solo run for my 3-year sober anniversary. 100K solo run.
Wow.
Unsupported. Then I'm going to run around PEI in July. Then I'm going to run a bike across the province of Manitoba with you. I'm going to join you on that run, on that bike. I don't know.
And that one's to mark the 24-year of my sobriety. So it'll be fun.
It's kind of the only reason I want to join you. I think if you were just doing it for fun, I'd be like, go kill yourself on your own, man. Yeah. But I want to do it. I want to support that. That's such a freaking cool 24 years of sobriety, 24 hours of biking.
Yep.
That's our tagline.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get the poster ready. Get the poster ready. So
24 hours of biking for 24 years of sobriety. Yeah, I like it.
And it's doing hard things. And then Chicago, I'm going to target a crazy number. I think I'm going to target like 250 or something. See what I can do. And
Chicago, I just want to beat Simo and Todd Friesen, so that's the goal.
Todd is a chance of going real low.
Todd's going sub 3, so I gotta go below. Todd's going sub 3.
I think there'll be 4 sub 3s. Outside chance at 5 sub 3s. Me, you, Sealaf, Simo, Todd. Like that's 5.
Yeah, I think Elaf will be able to do it. Sorry, what? Sealaf will be.
That is Colin Lafreniere. Shout out to Colin Lafreniere.
I think I really hope that guy gets it because he should. Like he just has had so many bad luck with injuries, but like if he's healthy, I know he's doing it.
I'm a big fan of Sealaf. The training, the dedication that guy puts in. He gets up at 4 a.m. to do 3-hour bikes. That's like psycho like us, and I got a respect for that. He's got like 5 kids, so his life is crazy busy, and I really hope. In fact, I hope his training's going so well that we run together.
Yeah.
And my training's going so well. So
I hope maybe me and Todd can run together and go.
I talked about it today with Todd. He's like, "Can I shave? Like, you think I can get to sub 3 by?" I was like, "Todd, what are you talking about? Of course you can.
Right now.
You're there now. You just put your head down.
He's close to it anyway.
Put your head down and do 3 tough months. You're gonna get there." Yeah. And I know he's he can do it. He knows he can do
Well,
it.
it's not that it's hard.
Of course it's hard.
It's things have to go well and things, you know.
Yeah, and they don't always go well, but like you have to believe that there's a chance you can do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, this is a year where Charlie and I are doing hard things, and we're thankful that you're tuning in to the podcast. Take 1 second and give us a 5-star review. Charlie, anything else you want to add about this in your training or your swimming or?
No, happy Father's Day. Yeah, so grateful as well. So let's go.
It's fun. It's a little high right now. A little high after running a marathon, even though I didn't do anything, even though I didn't break any records.
I missed my target time by 30 seconds, but I'm still happy.
I'm so happy for those 2 guys that finished with me. You guys are not leaving my shoulders. Yes, sir. Because it gave me something. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. More miles, less pace. We'll see you in the next episode.